Now, fortunately, all is not lost. All is not lost because at least we know that when he does get to play whatever games he is allowed to play, the child will never lose. We know he'll never lose because in today's America, no child ever loses. There are no losers anymore. Everyone's a winner. No matter what the game or sport or competition, everybody wins.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm Weronika.
And I'm Waldemar.
And today we're back with George Carlin, and the clip we're watching is about raising kids. I'm really happy that we're watching him. It's from his last special?
Yes, I think so.
From his last one, I think.
For you.
I'm really excited that we're watching him. I really like him. I find him super intelligent. He makes excellent points. And he never says anything controversial that I then have to either explain because I feel like I have to, or I have to feel triggered by. No, just kidding. But it's hard to not agree with most of what he says, so he's a super pleasant watch. I mean, you should also watch things out of your comfort zone, right? But I mean, he just says it like it is.
It's like I said many times, he's my favorite comedian of all time. It's been a long time since we've watched him on this channel because, well, I've showed Weronika many of his clips. We even seen like one or two on this channel that we have both seen. We just wanted to do the reaction. Because they
are so good and we wanted to share my thoughts.
Yeah, but we just wanted to share our thoughts, like you said. But we mentioned in those videos that it's something that we have both seen. This, I have seen, but Weronika, I think, hasn't.
Nope.
And like she said, it's from his last special. And I would like to do more George Carlin reactions, but like I said, we've seen most of them together, so it's difficult to find the clips that she hasn't seen, but I will look for it. I think there are some more to find and to react to.
I'm excited then.
Yeah, so it's about raising kids.
Even the simple act of playing has been taken away from children and put on mommy's schedule in the form of play dates. Something that should be spontaneous and free is now being rigidly planned. When does a kid ever get to sit in the yard with a stick anymore? You know, just sit there with a fucking stick.
Did you sit with a stick?
Yes.
Do today's kids even know what a stick is? You know, you sit in the yard with a fucking stick and you dig a fucking hole.
I always thought I was making a sugar factory. I have no idea why, but I always called it a sugar factory when I was digging the hole. I don't know why. It was fascinating,
you look at the hole and you look at the stick and you have a little fun.
Yes.
But kids don't have sticks anymore. I don't think there are any sticks left. I think they've all been recalled because of lead paint. Who would have thought that one day the manufacturing of sticks would be outsourced to China? But you know something? A kid shouldn't be wasting his time with a stick anyway. If he's 4 years old, he should be home studying for his kindergarten entrance exams. Do you know about that shit? Oh, they have them now. Yeah. There are places that have kindergarten entrance exams. The poor little fuck. The poor little fuck, he can barely locate his dick. You know, and already he's being pressured to succeed. Pressured to succeed for the sake of the parents. Isn't this really just a sophisticated form of child abuse? And speaking of that, speaking of child abuse,
I think he moves on. I just wanted to quickly say that this is two things at once because you're pressured to succeed and you have to like get entrance exam to kindergarten or like English classes or whatever. But then once you're there, God forbid anyone is in the first place. Once you do get where you are supposed to get, everyone gets a prize. And it's not even a consolation prize, it's a participation prize and there's no winning prize. There could be possibly no winning. Yeah.
Speaking of child abuse, next up, grade school. Grade school, where he won't be allowed to play tag because it encourages victimization. And he won't be allowed to play dodgeball because it's exclusionary. And it promotes aggression.
Good.
Standing
I
around
hate
is still
dodgeball.
okay. Standing around is still permitted, but it won't be for long because sooner or later some kid is going to be standing around and his foot will fall asleep and his parents will sue the school and it'll be goodbye fucking standing around. Now,
No, don't go there.
Now, fortunately, all is not lost. All is not lost because at least we know that when he does get to play whatever games he is allowed to play,
he's
the
gonna say that.
child will never lose. We know he'll never lose because in today's America, no child ever loses. There are no
That's
losers
why I like him.
anymore. Everyone's a winner. No matter what the game or sport or competition, everybody wins. Everybody wins, everybody gets a trophy. No one is a loser. No child these days ever gets to hear those all-important character-building words. You lost, Bobby. You lost. You're a loser, Bobby. They miss out on that. You know what they tell a kid who lost these days? You were the last winner. A lot of these kids never get to hear the truth about themselves until they're in their 20s. When their boss calls them in and says, Bobby, clean the shit out of your desk and get the fuck out of here, you're a loser. Get the fuck out of here. You know?
That's so true.
Of course, Bobby's parents can't understand why he can't hold a job. In school, he was always on the honor roll. Well, what they don't understand, of course, is that in today's schools, everyone is on the honor roll. Everyone is on the honor roll because in order to be on the honor roll, all you really need to do is to maintain a body temperature somewhere roughly in the 90s. But we shouldn't be worrying about how he's doing at school because, you know, come summertime, he'll be off to camp. Yes, he'll be off to camp, but not to swim and hike and play softball. No. Today's child will be sent away to lose weight. He'll be sent to fat camp, or violin camp, or ceramics camp, or computer camp, or leadership camp, whatever the fuck that is. Leadership camp. Isn't that where Hitler went?
Well, who's leading in the leadership camp? They're all leading who?
Specialized, structured summer camps. Gotta keep the little fucker busy, don't they? Gotta keep the little fucker busy. Wouldn't want him to sneak in a little unstructured time in the woods. That wouldn't be any good. God knows he might start jacking off. Now, all of this stupid bullshit that children have been so crippled by has grown out of something called the self-esteem movement. The self-esteem movement began in 1970, and I'm happy to say it has been a complete failure. Because studies have repeatedly shown that having high self-esteem does not improve grades, does not improve career achievement, it does not even lower the use of alcohol, and most certainly does not reduce the incidence of violence of any sort. Because as it turns out, extremely aggressive, violent people think very highly of themselves. Imagine that. Sociopaths have high self-esteem. Who would have thunk, huh? I love when this kind of thing happens. I love when these politically correct ideas crash and burn and wind up in the shithouse. Here's another one that bit the dust. This practice of playing Mozart during pregnancy so the fetus can hear it. It was supposed to increase intelligence. Didn't work. Didn't work. All it did was sell a lot of CDs and piss off a whole lot of fetuses. The self-esteem movement revolved around a single notion, the single idea that every child is special. Boy, they said it over and over and over, as if to convince themselves. Every child is special. And I kept saying, fuck you.
Well, I have a lot to say about this subject, but I will keep it until the end of the video to not pause it for like 15 minutes. So
I had something to say about the studies as well, so remind me that.
okay.
Let's go.
Every child is clearly not special. Did you ever look at one of them? Did you ever take a good close look at one of these fucking kids? They're goofy. They're fucking goofy looking. They're too small. They're way too fucking small. They're malapportioned. Their heads don't fit their bodies. Their arms are too weird and everything. They can't walk across the room in a straight line. And when they talk like I got a mouthful of shit. They're incomplete. Incomplete. Unfinished work. I never give credit for incomplete work. Now, P.T. Barnum might think they're special, but not me. I have standards. But let's say it's true. Let's grant this. I'm in a generous mood. Let's grant this proposition. Let's say it's true as somehow every child is special. What about every adult? Isn't every adult special too? And if not, then at what age do you go from being special to being not so special? And if every adult is special, then that means we're all special, and the whole ideal is all its fucking meaning. Here's another platitude they jam down your throat. Children are our future. Children are not our future. And I can prove it with my usual flawless logic. Children can't be our future because by the time the future arrives, they won't be children anymore, so blow me! Yes. As you may have noticed, I always like to present a carefully reasoned argument. Raising a child is not difficult. They try to make it into this mysterious, difficult test. Nothing to it. Easiest thing in the world to raise a kid if you follow the steps. First step, you take the kid and you put him out on the street corner. And you leave him there. You come back a week later. If the kid is still there, you got yourself a stupid fucking kid.
Oh, okay, that was to the point.
What a good moment to finish the video.
That was a punchline, oh my god.
Yeah,
You
but
said you
you
wanted
wanted
to
to
say
say
a lot.
something about the studies.
You can say first. if you
No,
want.
no. Go.
Well, because he said that there were studies about the self-esteem movement.
Mhm.
And I think he's not entirely correct, because I think there's a big difference between having participation prizes for anything and no external motivation of winning and losing, and how children were often treated in even his times, I think, when he went to school, including violence. And also, even in my times in school, there were kids who were not doing so well in school. And I have witnessed teachers telling them that they will never do anything good, that they can't do anything, that they just should not bother. And teachers actively gave up on those kids, and they kept telling them they're stupid. So I have read about meta studies and stuff that, if you're told that you can do it and you're told positive things about yourself, you're of course more likely to succeed. We don't need studies for that. We can just look at families. I think if you have supportive parents, you're going to do better in life. Simple, I think.
Mhm.
I think that's objective. So there's a difference between that. But what's happening right now is ridiculous with how we have to put down children who have natural talents or successes because everyone has to be equal, and a child cannot understand the consequences of losing, exactly like he's saying. And then in life, that's not how it works. You have to lose. You have to get bad grades. You have to sometimes repeat the class. You have to be told off by your parents, because then your boss is going to tell you off. You don't have to be hit by anyone by any means. You should not be hit by anyone or shouted at, but you have to have even this internal consequence. So yeah, I agree with him, but I just wanted to say I think there are studies, and that part of the self-esteem movement, that you should not be beaten physically or with words even, and told that you're good for nothing. I don't think being told you're good for nothing is something you necessarily need to be told to grow character.
Yeah, definitely. It's just why it has to always be one side of the spectrum or the other. Why it can be somewhere in between.
Yeah.
It's always the raising of children or the teaching of children in school. It's either the generation of our grandparents, when the teacher basically hit you with a ruler to motivate you to do something, and when you didn't, they were just okay, so you're an idiot.
Yeah, why is it not there's an objective
and
scale?
nowadays it's on the other way, and now there is no punishment, no motivation, no winning, no losing.
Yeah, it's just, why is it not you got a failing grade, you failed, now what are we going to do about it? And now you have to take real action so that you get better at it, which you can do if you put hard work into it.
I wanted to say, I wanted to reflect on what he was saying at the beginning when he said that the children are so occupied nowadays with all those activities.
Mhm.
And I noticed like a evolution of this movement, of this philosophy, and it's even worse than what he experienced, what he was talking about. That nowadays you have all those activities, but every activity is fun. Every activity is a game. It's something to play, and children have no responsibilities nowadays.
Mhm.
You don't need to do something, like you're going on some classes, and you are not checked if you are doing some progress, if you are learning something new. It's just attending those classes. It's everything that matters. As a child, your parents want you nowadays to experience things and to try new things, but they don't care about your results. You can go and study singing, or you can go to the art classes and study drawing, but they don't care. And like I remember my generation, when someone went to a musical school, and if he went there for like a couple of years, and he was learning to play violins, then after a couple of years, he could play violins. And in school, when there was some like a meeting or something like that in the school, those children could take violins and play violins for the entire school. And nowadays, you are not obliged as a kid to do anything. And those kids are getting older and older and older, and they never experienced any responsibility.
Yeah.
They are teens basically, and they never had to do anything because there was never a moment when parents decided that, okay, now it's time to prepare you to adulthood and to responsibilities, that it's not everything is just a play, and not everything is a pleasure. Like as a children, of course, you will have more pleasures than duties, because that's what childhood is for. But what he is talking about, when he is talking about those activities, the children was really occupied with like work, and it was stealing a childhood from the children, because instead of letting them, have fun, they put all those activities on them to prepare them to teaching one language, second language, third language, prepare this for that.
And nothing
prepare
is
for
ever
that.
complete.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
And
Yeah.
nowadays it's you have all those activities, but they are meaningless. Like children attend 8-7 different classes for ceramics, for paintings, for football, for golf, for swimming, and they cannot focus on one thing, and they are not obliged, or they are not even parents don't demand from them to get better at anything. They just need to go there to have those activities, to be occupied, but it leads to nowhere. And that's, for me, it's the biggest problem nowadays with raising kids.
Yeah, and I think it's great that, there's, especially if you have money and there are resources, that kids should try different things. And of course, try anything casually. I don't know, maybe even every month, try ceramics, try painting, try doing this, try doing that. But what doesn't teach the kid is how life works and how sad it is in life, that you can't do everything. There's no possibility to find out if you're good at everything, and you're also deprived of the most important things, like finding out you're really good at something, because you're not going to find it out during the first class, because not most of us don't have any kind of this natural spark, and we have to put some work into it to find out we're good at it. And then you get the joy from being really good at something. You get the horror of realizing, okay, I wasted 2 years and I am now good at it. And then the skill of, okay, well, I have to change to something, or do I commit to this and make and you have your parents to help you make that decision. And maybe this decision is easier to you because, I don't know, all your life you were going to violin classes because that's what you kind of chose. But you were also doing some sports, sometimes, but not 15 things. And then you can kind of choose what you want to do. And you can, research together with your parents. You can go see one class of this, see one class of that, of course. But just learn, to also teach children, I think, to commit to something.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we also, I think it's... it's nice that we raise kids in such a gentle environment right now, and it's happier, and I think it should be happy, and we all should be more relaxed and happy.
But childhood is also to prepare you for adulthood.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, because we kind of act like the clock doesn't tick for children, And it's a horrible thing to say, for me, because like I want children to be happy. I don't want them to think of like that. But it is ticking, and we can't pretend that it's not ticking. And then once they are 15 or 13, or in our country even 12, this clock starts ticking all of a sudden. It was silent all their life, and now it's ticking, and it's going 5,000 miles an hour, because now you have to choose what you want to specialize in, and there's no coming back from
And
that.
it's such a good thing, when you're an adult and you don't have to go to like a 9 to 5 job, because as a child you spend some time to work on that thing you were talented.
Yeah, or you even go to a 9
With-
to 5, but this is something that you wanted to do, or you even hate it, but you have a hobby on the side or whatever, but you learned these things. And it just doesn't work in the system, because like I'm saying, then you have to choose what you specialize in. You have to choose, and I'm not even saying about the degree. You have to choose a direction already for us in middle school. For you, I think it's kind of the same, or in high school. So you're supposed to grow this ability out of nowhere, and you are supposed to stop being a child from one day to another. And it just doesn't work like that.
All right. Thank you guys for watching, and it's a pretty long video, I think. So thank you, and if you have anything to add to this discussion, then please do it in the comment section. And as always, have a nice day.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.